In this video, we're going to be talking about a data type called a resource in PHP. Okay, so a resource. So in PHP, a resource is just simply a variable, right? A variable, just a variable that has a reference to an external resource. Okay, variable to external resource. So what we mean by resource is, let's say you have, a variable. That's what let's call it file, and that opens a certain file. Okay, so as an example, if you say fopen, you introduce, let's say you had a file in your program, so let's say example.txt. then you're opening this file to read it. Then event where we're opening this file to read from it. Okay, so you're going to notice that this file, if we did a var dump, a variable dump, it shows us the type. Okay, you say file. If we run this code in the browser, okay, so when you run that code in the browser, if we do a refresh, we're going to find that this is named as what? As resource. Okay, type of resource is a string, meaning it's a buffer, right? There is information in transit of some sort, meaning it's outputting all the information from that file into the handler. Okay, so the type here is resource. So that's what a resource. So I created the example.txt here because it has to be available. Okay, so that's what a resource is. So an external resource just simply means if you're opening a file, right, information outside, that's not on your website. That's not literally on your website. That's what an external resource is. So maybe like a database connection, this can also be named as a resource. But if you have a variable that just has a link to an image, or a link maybe to a canvas or something, that's not a resource. So they're just specific items that are coined as resource. So you just have to know what those resources are. Okay, so for instance, file opening handler, a database connection, among a few, those are going to be resources. Okay, so apart from the resource, we're also going to look at a new data type called null. Okay, or now. So now means that, let's say now means there is no value, it's empty. Okay, it means empty or no value. Okay, empty or no value. So let's say if you initialize the variable and say name, and then the name that you want to assign is not yet available, instead of putting a 0 or just putting an empty string like that, you can put now. This tells the PHP interpreter that, okay, I've initialized a variable code name, but yet it's empty. It doesn't have a value yet, or it's expecting a value. So then in some cases where maybe you had a variable that was holding maybe an object or whatever piece of information it was holding, let's say in this case another name of someone, right? Then this variable, after using it in the computer program, maybe from all the way from the top there, it was executing up until now, it has no use in the script. So you want to remove it from memory, or to remove the value that it holds. You can still use the now value to say, okay, whatever value this variable had, set it to now in this instance. Okay, that is what now and resource is. So another data type or data structure we're going to look at is a class and an object in PHP. Okay, so to build the class in PHP, you're going to use the keyword class. You're going to give it a name. Let's say give it a name of person, open like that. Then from there, you're going to use the modifier. Let's just say public. Okay, for public, let's make an attribute of age first. So age is equal to 1. like that. That's how you specify your attributes. Then we can now write a method. So you can say in PHP you say public function. In the method is going to be say name. Okay. So in say name we are going to say echo my name is PHP. Going to close that, but then because we want it to be on a new separate line, we're going to introduce the break statement. The break statement works anywhere for as long as it's within a string. So we say break statement. Then when we do that, we can now create the object. Okay, so we can say person is equal to new person. Okay, just like that, you've created an object in PHP. So this is the class. It has an attribute and it has a method. So after you create a person, then you're going to say person, use pointer notation like that. And remember that PHP is built from C++. It has C++ and Java features. So this is literally originating from C++. Then you're going to say say name. So when you say name like that, okay. Then if you happen to run this script now in the browser, if you run this script in the browser, we're going to have my name is PHP. Okay, so if you want to change that, you can say my name is PHP and I am PHP. Save, refresh. Okay, so that's how you build a class and an object in PHP. So that marks the end of data types or variables for all data types in in PHP. So we looked at a string. We looked at numbers, strings, arrays, the std object in PHP. We looked at the resource, we looked at the null, we also looked at the class and an object. Okay, so that marks the end of data structures in PHP.